Hey, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining here. We're happy you could make it. We are, again, as Brian said, the fourth year here at NAMA, and we're really excited about the innovation we've been working on. We are live streaming this across the internet in 360 degrees this year. So thank you for all those joining across the world watching. We know we've got visitors from across the US, Canada, and across Asia joining this live stream. So welcome to all of you as well. So it's interesting because when we started 4 years ago, we started with a very basic premise, which was why connect the machine when the users are already connected? The users bring everything we need to send payment to that machine. And instead of installing hundreds of dollars worth of hardware into the machine, our premise was very simple. Let's just install something very simple in the machine that forms a bridge between the device and the smartphone, and the consumer is the one who's investing the hundreds of dollars. They're the ones who have a network connection, a user interface, a computing platform, their authentication, and their payment credentials all in the smartphone. And besides, the younger generation is becoming increasingly cashless. They don't walk around with change in their pockets, but they all have one of these. And arguably, they are among our best and most frequent users. So we started with that premise. It was a very basic premise, but again, looks can be deceiving because it was very complex to create a solution such as that. And we're happy to announce that this year, Wittern USI integrated it into their newest machine, the Evoke machine here on the left. And this machine has this module that comes direct from the factory, and it can be enabled to run PayRange right out of the box, brand new. So we're very happy about that announcement, but we don't want to forget the existing base of machines that are already out there. And so on the right here, my right, we have a machine that some of you may recognize. It's an AP6000 wood grain front classic retro machine, probably from the late 70s or 80s. Still works, and PayRange is on that machine as well. We can take something that is very old all the way to the latest and work on everything in between. We can work on your entire fleet of machines. Now, we didn't stop with just the hardware innovations, of course. We announced last year a bunch of other innovations related to our promotions and offers and streamlining onboarding new users. And we continue to build on that this year. We have become one of the fastest growing payment solutions for machines, period. Today, PayRange can be found in over 300 cities across the United States and Canada. PayRange has devices in every major city, as I mentioned, across US and Canada, but we are also expanding now to Japan. And Japan is one of the largest vending machine markets in the world, as you may know as well. There are vending machines on virtually every street corner, but very, very few machines out there take credit or debit card, and they will now with PayRange. So those are some interesting announcements that we've done. But what we wanted to also mention is that this is not just a vending solution. What we are doing is creating that universal mobile payment application for everyday payments. Keep that in mind, everyday payments. People do small transactions every day across the country for vending, laundry, amusement, you name it. And that's what our space is. And we have now devices in other verticals as well, which is important for you because you need to realize that when somebody walks up to your machine, they may already have the app in their wallet, in their pocket, because they've used it at the laundry machine at their apartment complex or at the bar when they were playing darts. And so we have a universal payment solution that works across any machine type, owned by any operator. And a lot of people will say that consumers don't want to have 50 apps on their wallet or in their app on their phone to be making payments, and they won't need to with PayRange because we are that universal app that works across everything. Today, we are much more than just payment. We started with payment, but we built on top of that payment platform for the last 3-4 years. Today, we do rewards and loyalty out of the box. We do offers and promotions and data insights as well. And then today, we build upon that to the next level. We are excited because we believe this year we're announcing products that take this industry again to the next level. We continue to uplift it, and this is the next innovation. So one of the things, what is the future? Why is mobile important? Mobile is important because mobile users have been proven to spend more money on your machines, spend more often, they purchase more frequently, and they purchase higher price items because they're no longer constrained by making payment. Payment is a secondary thing if you think about it in most spaces, especially in vending. The consumer ultimately is not that price sensitive, but they become price sensitive when the thing is $1.10 and they only have a dollar bill in their pocket. They can't make payment. They would rather pay that 10 cents just to get their product, but they can't because they can't just make payment. So what PayRange does is it eliminates that payment barrier and takes it to the next level. What we are building, just so everyone understands, is that front end to your business. Most of you already have a back end system. You have a vending management software system that you can track your assets, your routes, your inventory, all of that stuff. You already have that. We're not trying to recreate that. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We are striving for innovation. And what we do is build a whole new category, which is a whole new front end to the back end. And the front end is how you engage with the user, how you interact with the user. Because ultimately in the vending business, it's as if we are a blindfolded shopkeeper. We don't know who our customers are. We don't know when they come, when they go. We don't know how often they buy or how often they don't buy. We don't know what they're buying. We literally don't know anything about that consumer. What we do know is when we show up on Monday morning, there's $100 in that machine. And that's about all we know. We know what's sold, but we don't know who or what or when. And what PayRange is doing is bringing a whole new layer of visibility into that. And what we are also doing is allowing you to grow your business by connecting with your users. And so today, I'm happy to announce our latest innovation, which we call PayRange Campaigns. PayRange Campaigns is an automated marketing tool for you to connect with your users and interface with them through their mobile device, which they're using already. And keep in mind, in vending, if you're a company that runs 1,000 machines or 10,000 machines or potentially even 100,000 machines, you have so many transactions every day and so many users every day that you can't literally try to market one-to-one if you tried to, because it's just too many people to try to market something to. So what we did was we took it and we said the only way you can really create some kind of marketing tools here is by automating it. And so what I'm going to do next is demonstrate you some very simple marketing automations that we have created in our application that allow you to drive more sales with your existing users. So what I'm going to do today is show you how a new user signs up and how quick it is. Because one of the things that we often hear is that, will somebody actually want to download an app when they're standing in front of a machine? In fact, 98% of our users are acquired when they're standing in front of the machine because they want to get what they want to get. They just can't because they don't have enough change. We've made that process so simple. So you'll watch here on the screen. When I'm walking up, this is as if I'm a new user. All I'm doing is entering my phone number. It's going to send me a text message. I respond to that with a security code that validates it. And once I type that in, it's going to log me in to the app. And the operators can offer a first vend for free. This allows you to get the user signed in and into your app. And once you have the user signed in, they are now able to make a purchase. And I'm going to swipe up, and I can purchase anything from this machine, and it's not going to charge me the product. Product dispenses, and the transaction will complete like with the card coming down. Now, what's interesting here is the marketing automation that we put in. Automatically, as the transaction completed, you can send a notification to all your new users now that sign up. And these are your users because they purchased from your machine. You didn't have to do anything. The system did it automatically. And it said, special offer for new users, get 25% off your next 2 purchases. Add funds to redeem. Now, why this is important, because once a user adds funds into the app, whether they add $5 or $10, they are going to be effectively spending most of that money onto your machines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add funds in here with Apple Pay. You can choose the amount you want to do. Put my thumbprint on here, and it's going to process the payment. And you'll notice I didn't have to enter any card numbers or anything. My phone was already set up with it. Now I got my funds added to the app. I'm talking through this, and it still took me only about 10 or 15 seconds. You can imagine if you weren't talking through it, it'd be a lot faster. So what happens now is automatically in the back end, we created additional offers now when this user funded. So you didn't have to do anything. Automatically in the back end, we did this. So now when I flip the card, it says 25% off your next 2 purchases. And I can select that offer, and it was, again, created on the fly automatically because I funded the app. Now, if somebody else here launches the app and they weren't a new user, they're not going to see this. So this is only going to be limited to the new users. I'm going to use this offer. I'm going to swipe up, and I'm going to make a purchase here. What you're going to see now is the transaction completed, and that item, which was $1, it only cost me 75 cents. So 25 cents was reduced off of there. There's another neat feature here. So I'm going to swipe up again here. And I'm going to make it a second purchase. Number 34 here. Oh, shoot. You saw what happened there, right? It's trying to dispense, and it's all jammed up. How many times do your customers experience this out there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to shake it to get it out, and it's like not going to come out, right? Customers lost money. What we have done is detected that. User gets an alert that says, PayRange detected event failure. Your wallet was automatically credited for the amount. This is a huge customer service feature because, as you know, a lot of times customers are upset when the product gets hung up, it didn't detect. Of course, the machine needs a sensor for it to be detecting, but that communication piece has always been missing. Now, in our app, if we go into View Transactions, you'll actually see it says True Vend Guarantee, automatic refund. So we have automatically guaranteed this vend, and when the vend failed, not only did we refund it, but we actually notified the user through a push notification that said, hey, we saw right away as you're shaking the machine, we saw that the product got hung up. Sent you a note so we know you know that the whole product got jammed. That closes the loop for them, right? And there's a lot more we can do with this stuff. For example, I'm going to make a purchase again here. Number 32. That product dispenses successfully. But now what you're going to see is a notification that says, enable auto reload to ensure making purchases is fast and easy. PayRange will be ready when you are. So we have a capability now that allows auto reload. When your balance drops below $2, you can set it to automatically add funds back into your account. So the customer is always ready to go. Now, true to our degree of making things simple, what I wanted to show you how we've integrated this onto our web console so you can see how easy it is to activate this, because we know if it takes an engineering degree for you to try to figure out how to create marketing automation, it's really not going to happen. So what we've done is basically created a checkbox system. You check if you want to say, I want to accelerate the first. You can check if you want to do surprise offers. You can check if you want to reward your super users, your top 10% of your users every month. It's just a check system because you can just come in there, check it. There is no settings, nothing you need to do. It automatically just kicks on in the background and it will just start working. It's really, really cool. That is one of our key innovations for this year was this whole campaign piece. What I've shown you is a small sampling of all the automated things that we're doing with this system. Just think about how you would want to interface with your customers, what kinds of things you would want to send them at the right moments in time, and we can send those messages at the right message at the right time when the customer is experiencing either a good thing or a bad thing. We're there. That helps you create that connection with the user. Now, all of this was really nice, but we didn't want to forget about you guys as our operator as well. And so one of the things that we did was we beefed up some of our operator side features as well. And so the next one I'm going to show you, I'm going to switch phones here to one that is for an operator. Now, this phone here is the one I had originally was for the consumer, and this one is now set to be in operator mode. And what we have done in here was we've learned from you that you want to be able to get your data and upload it faster when the driver is there. Because our system right now will upload it when the mobile user is there, but sometimes when your driver is there, there might have been immediately before that a few cash transactions that haven't been uploaded. But to have perfect reconciliation, you want those up there too. So what we have done is created a solution that we can upload through the operator app all the transactions that are within any machine in range without even having to plug in any wires or any of that stuff. And we call this DEX on demand. And DEX on demand because what we do is we upload the transactions. So if you see on the screen, these are the two machines here. I select them. I hit upload transactions, and I can continue filling the machines. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel here. But I can go ahead and continue filling the machine, doing whatever I want to do while it's uploading and timestamping when I was here. And on the back end, we create the DEX file that can be sent into your vending management software system. So you don't even need to plug in a cable into the machines now. And what's really cool about our system is why it's called DEX on demand is you can run it from any time to any time because our server has transaction level detail down to every single transaction. It's different than the DEX that's on a machine because the DEX on a machine is kind of like an aggregated pool of all transactions. With our solution, DEX on demand allows you to view transactions anytime and send it to your VMS at any time, down to the second when the driver was actually at your machine. That's the second big innovation that we're announcing here. So we have our third biggest innovation to demonstrate to you today. So Dave, this product was top secret under lock and key. Introducing for the first time BluKey Connect. And BluKey Connect rides on our existing platform in all ways, except it also has a DEX port built into it. So this can plug into a machine. It has cellular, Wi-Fi, and even LAN capabilities. So we can take this and connect to any building where it has cellular, Wi-Fi, or LAN and upload the transactions from the machine. But it doesn't stop there. This also has a built-in BluKey. So this does double duty. It will be a BluKey inside the machine. It will be a DEX uploader as well. And the beauty of it is you're getting all of this benefit from a single device. It will upload all the transactions as well. What is unique about this, though, is that it still leverages our PayRange BluKey network that we have. So you now only need to connect the room, not each individual machine, because you place this and it will connect to all the machines that are within range. So if you have a bank of 5 machines, you only need one of these, And when any transaction happens on any of the other machines, they raise their hand and they say, hey, I have a transaction to upload. And this thing says, oh, you got a transaction to upload? Let me connect to you and send it up to the server. How cool is that? And saving you the cost from having to put one in every single machine. We can put this in just one and leverage the Bluetooth network to upload all the data. But again, we wouldn't be dissatisfied with that. So there's a lot more that it does. It can do firmware upgrades for all the devices that are in range. So any device that's in range can do a firmware upgrade. If a machine has a problem, it raises its hand and says, hey, I haven't had a transaction in 24 hours. This thing can bump it up. And then a big request was, what about those places that don't have any cellular connectivity? This thing actually will work as a bridge to the PayRange app. So if you can connect a LAN into here or connect it to a Wi-Fi, the user doesn't even need to be connected to a network if they can leverage the network connectivity of this device. So we're bringing all of those capabilities here directly into the PayRange Connect, BluKey Connect here. But we, again, aren't just satisfied with all of that. There's still more this thing can do. And this thing is actually a full-blown computing platform. And what we wanted to do was leverage a platform for not only the things that help you build your business, but also help you connect with your consumers as well. So what this thing actually can do is communicate to the users. You're wondering, how does it communicate to the users? Well, you see a lot of innovations in the last 2 or 3 years has been around digital signage. People are starting to put screens built into machines or screens on their card readers. And those screens are typically like 4 inches or 7 inches. And it still requires somebody to stand in front of the machine, come up to the machine and see it. And we thought, that's good, but what about actually communicating to the consumer and drawing them to the machine? Not just waiting for them to be at the machine. That would be cool. Imagine a lunchroom where you have your customers' employees there. There are a lot of people that might be not at the machine, but you could communicate to them and bring them and convert them to be users. So this, we're not satisfied with a 4.3-inch screen. This thing can drive any size screen with a built-in HDMI port. So what you actually see is that screen up there is a 40-inch screen that is actually running off of a BluKey Connect. You see that just died. This screen over there is running off of this port, and the BluKey Connect is driving that screen. The messaging can be updated remotely or locally. So all you need to do is plug in a thumb drive into the device, because again, we believe in making things simple. All you need to do to update the message locally is plug this in. So typically what this would be is inside a machine. You plug in the device, plug in a USB drive into the BluKey Connect, and it will automatically update the messaging. You don't need to do anything else. You can't read the text there, but it says, please remove USB. What it's done is it's copied the new media that was on here onto there. Your route driver or whoever needs to, they don't need to interface with this. Now we got a Cinco de Mayo special on there. You see, that special wasn't there a few minutes ago. I just plugged this in there and it now showed up there. And so your driver can put any new messages or anything you want to do. Usually this will be locked up inside the machine. But if you want to have it outside so your locations can update it, they could do it very easily as well. So those are some of the key innovations. Again, we showed you how we have PayRange Campaigns, which is our marketing platform. We showed you how we created a DEX on-demand system that can create a DEX file and send it directly from our server to your vending management software server, over the server-to-server integration. And then we showed you our latest innovations, BluKey Connect, that is not only a DEX uploader, it's a bridge, it is a transaction uploader, it updates firmware, it's a digital signage, and it monitors machine health. And guess what? It is a fully upgradable over-the-air platform, which means we won't stop until we continue improving it every year from here on out. So with that, thank you. We look forward to talking to all of you.